Hi everyone, this is Dr. John Demartini. There are some people that seem to be able to just attract opportunity and attract wealth to them and people to them, etc. And other people that no matter how hard they try, they don't seem to get ahead. And I'd like to talk to you about the willingness to receive, or your deserve level. Because I've observed that many people unconsciously don't feel worthy of having the things they fantasize about, and they beat themselves up and get into a vicious cycle. I remember working with a gentleman named Foster Hibbard, who worked with Napoleon Hill over 30 years ago. And he was saying that Napoleon Hill taught him, when he took over Napoleon Hill's work, he said the number one thing that stops people from feeling that they deserve and feeling that they are worth something to keep them from having their wealth was their shame and their guilt. Now, I've mentioned this on many occasions, talking about it, building wealth, that if you've got accumulations of all kinds of things you feel ashamed about, you feel guilty about, you feel you've done wrong, and you're beating yourself up inside, you'll have difficulty receiving. I've even said that many altruistic acts are a compensation for shame and guilt of the past. And so we do it to feel better about ourselves, to compensate for how we feel bad about ourselves. And we give away and we do things for others and we don't have the ability to receive. They don't feel deserving of things. And that's why many times the wealthy people seem a little bit more narcissistic, because they feel that they deserve and they own it and they feel proud of what they do. So I can just give you some tips on this. Take a moment to go and do an inventory, make a list of everything that you've ever done that you think is somehow a mistake, somehow you feel bad about, you feel ashamed of, you feel guilty about, you think you've made some sort of error, etc. And go and write down, how did it serve whoever you think it was hurtful to, or you thought were you robbed of, or you thought you somehow hurt in some way. Because shame and guilt is an assumption that you did something in the past that has more drawbacks and benefits, more loss than gain, more negative than positive, more challenge than support. Go find out how it served people and gave them an opportunity, and neutralize the guilt and shame you have. It's part of the Demartini method in column 11. By going in and actually dissolving that, you'll lift yourself up and feel worthy. Many times you're doing things unconsciously because you're feeling these shames and guilts of the past and you don't feel worthy, and you're doing these things to feel good about yourself, and you're doing things that not willing to receive, and you sacrifice for other people, and you basically minimize yourself. Take the time to go through and clear out all your shame and guilt. Do column 11 in the Demartini method, and clear the shames and guilts in your life and everything you think is a mistake. Because the only time you actually think you make a mistake is when you've injected the values of others, compared your actions to what you think it should have been with imperative language, which is again, those shoulds that are basically running you, those guilts. Go and find out how what you've done served the people, served yourself in cases, and clear it. Your deserve level will immediately go up. Then stack up all the things you have done that you know you've done. It's a contribution to the world, and stack them up so you can actually feel great about yourself and appreciate what you've done. And that'll raise your self-worth level and your deserve level go up. I said in the breakthrough experience on the second day, when I talked about the manifestation formula, I talked about making sure that you set goals that are congruent with your highest values, your telos, your purpose in life. You'll automatically think about it. You'll automatically visualize it. You'll automatically internally dialogue about it and affirm it. You'll automatically feel inspired by it. You'll automatically want to write it down in space and time. You'll automatically want to act and have vitality and energy on resources and manifest it. And I talked about how you'll have deserve. Because when you're doing something that's truly yours and you feel inspired by, your confidence goes up, your shame and guilt goes down, you feel deserving, and you end up manifesting what you want. So if you want to manifest what you want, if you want to have more of the riches that life has to offer, the treasures that you really have available, then just know that if you're carrying around shame and guilt, your deserve level is going down. But if you're carrying around thank you for yourself, your deserve level goes up. If you set goals that are high on your values, you increase your deserve level. Your self-worth goes up. If you're doing the ABCs, not the XYZs, your deserve level goes up. But if you're sitting there doing lower priority things, injecting the values of others, carrying around shame and guilt, beating yourself up with the ABCDs of negativity, you're going to hold yourself back from the great opportunities that you deserve, but you don't believe you deserve. So take the time to clear your shames and guilts. Go in and make sure you prioritize your life. Say that, hey, I deserve it. Give yourself permission to have what it is you want. Be willing to do whatever it takes to get it. You can't get something for nothing. You do have to do service, but go and do it with a feeling of deserve so you can basically have fair exchange and do the services on a grand scale and have the rewards on a grand scale. You deserve to do what you love and love what you do and get handsomely rewarded and paid for it.